VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP cell reference formulas are used when you want to look up a certain value within a specified range. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup and looks for a value within the most left column of a range and returns the value on the same row in the column specified in the formula. The HLOOKUP, which stands for horizontal lookup, looks for a value within the top row of a range and returns the value on the same column in the row specified. To illustrate this, I will show this example. For the VLOOKUP, we are looking for the lookup value John within the table A1 to D6. We want to know the occupation of John, which is column 3, occupation. So the VLOOKUP formula looks for the value John within the leftmost column of the table, which is the name column. Then it returns the value on the third column, which is the column occupation, and returns this value, which is software engineer. So first the formula looks at the leftmost column. When it finds a match there, it looks for the third column, which is specified in the formula, and returns this value. The HLOOKUP formula can be used in the same manner, but the difference here that the HLOOKUP formula looks for the match within the top row. As you can see here, it looks for occupation within the top row, and then it returns the value on the fourth row, which is software engineer. The index and match formula are used when you want to look up a cell reference within a certain row or column, or you want to return the position of a certain cell within an array. The index formula returns the value of a certain row or column within an array. So for example, if you want to know the element on the third row and third column, the match formula, on the other hand, returns the position of a cell within a certain array. Let's have a look at this example. So for example, here I want to know the element on the fourth row and third column of this table. Then I can use the index formula, specify my range here, specify the row number, which is row 4, column number is column 3, and at the intersection I find the value software engineer. The match formula can be used to find the position of a value within a certain range. For example, here I want to know the position of John within the name column. So I use the match formula to look for the value John within range A1 to A6, which is at row 4. If I now go back to the exercises tab within Excel, I can use the Vlookup command and the HLOOKUP command to verify which payment method was used for order number 16. By using VLOOKUP, I can type equal to VLOOKUP, then specify my lookup value, which is 16, because I want to look for order number 16. I specify my table array, which is A1 to I65. I specify my column index number, which is column 9, because I want to know the payment method, which is column 9. And then I want to have a exact match. I press enter. And as you can see, the payment method used for order number 16 was a bank transfer payment method. In the same manner, I can use HLOOKUP. If I type HLOOKUP, and then my lookup value will be payment method, because I want to look on the top row. My array will be sales orders A1 to I65. And I want to find the payment method used for order number 16. Order number 16 is row 17 within my table array. And then I use false. Press enter. And as you can see, I also get bank transfer here. So I can either choose VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP to get the same value. If I want to find the value of a cell given a certain column and row, for example, if I want to find the value of cell D5 within the sales order tab, I can use index. To do this, I type index, and then I specify my array, I specify my row number, which is row number 5. And I specify my column number, which is column 4, because column D is column 4. I press enter, and as you can see, the value of this intersection is sofa. You can see cell D5 corresponds to sofa. If I want to know how many orders took place before the first order was placed in store B, I can use the match formula. As you remember, the match formula is used when you want to find the position of a value within a certain range. So I can type equal to match, specify my lookup value, which is store B, specify my lookup array, which is column C within the sales order tab. So I can type C1 to C99, for example. I only can use a column for the lookup array, so I cannot use the whole table because then my formula won't work anymore. And I say match type exact match, which is 0. Because I do not want to count the first row because that contains headers, I do -1, press enter, and as you can see, the first order in store B was after 4 orders.